Hello, hobbyists, and welcome to episode 18 of season 1 of Blood Red Skies in this 500-point battle report between the USA and Germany. Well, hobbyists, can give this man a big clap. He is 2 wins away. 2 wins away.
2 to go!
2 to go. But anyways, today we have 500 points. We're playing yet another new scenario. Last time we did Transport Hunt. I think at the mat size we were playing, I think we should have increased the points. We're back to a smaller mat size for this game. So we'll see how well that works. I think in Transport Hunt at 500 points, we probably should have pulled down to the 4x3 mat instead of the 6x4 mat. We probably may have changed the game. We'll have to try that out after the end of the season. But anyways, today we are playing High Altitude Intercept. So Paul is the player being intercepting. I am the player being intercepted.
Yes.
I can know grammar. I went to college. Anyways, let's talk about my 500 points of American. I'm running the P-51D Mustang. 2 aces.
It's difficult for you today, sir.
Yes, it is. 2 aces, 1 veteran, 1 rookie, 2 deep pockets, 2 great dive. I have tactical wizard and tail snapper on the aces. And then because I'm the player being intercepted, I have a escort along with me. So I'm taking the Devastators and the Dauntlesses. Now in the games, you'd only take one of them because they need to be a single element. But I'm playing more historically. Historically, the 2 fighters flew together in all their missions. One was, I think, the Douglas, I think, was a little better than the Dauntless historically. I think they had a better lifespan. But anyways, they are laden for this scenario. They're carrying bombs. The Devastators are sluggish. I took Hug the Deck, poorly trained opponents, and home advantage. That is my doctrine and theaters, respectively. Paul, 500 points over here for Germany.
So I'm trying to do something new. And so I did this one and the next game, spoiler alert, it's an experimentation too. A little different though. But for this one, I'm trying to think on the history of Germany. And if you know World War II history, you know that Germany was the purveyor of the jet engine. And so I have decided that my day today is going to be nothing but jet engines. I'm running 3 of them, which in a 500-point battle can be good or can be really bad.
Also remember to use the jet keyword.
Yes, we will try to
keep forgetting it.
We will give it a try. No guarantees because I'm just going to be trying not to get killed. I'm running 2 aces and a vet. It's all you can run, and they're all high powered. So my idea is I have less planes because Germany was very, very much reliant. They wanted the jet engine. Historians can argue different things about whether had they invented it sooner, could they have won the war, if they would have done it better, all sorts of things. Of course, we all know that their technology came to the U.S. after World War II. That's enough of your history lesson for the day. I'm running 2 aces, 1 vet with jet. Of course, they have a negative trait of vulnerable. They all come with heavy hitter. And my theater doctrines are my 2 theaters and doctrine. I'm running home advantage and downdrafts, which is going to, if they get into clouds, we're going to have some trouble. And then I'm running aggressive tactics, and my 2 pilot skills are accurate ace skills, pilot skills. My ace skills are accurate and cool under fire. So we're just going to see how this goes today.
Okay, so we're both ignoring a boon shit. Your aces are a little harder to possibly get a hit on because of course, cool under fire, which of course saved my lightnings on episode 16. That was a lot of fun on lightning switch cheese and stuff, but he survived with the power of cool under fire. So anyways, yeah. So Paul's playing experimentation with history today, and I'm just going to throw a fast fighter plane on the board and hope it survives, a jet fighter. Age of plane versus age of futuristic warfare. And also trying to protect the slowest chugging and moving things on America. Oh, well, I mean, the Flying Fortress was no better at chugging along in the sky. But anyways, let's check out the board, get into the game, and see who wins it all. here we are, folks, my deployment here. I got my Mustangs all at advantage. Tactical Wizard boosting there. Give me a +2 to whatever I roll. For this scenario, all my escorting guys go through 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. The bombers come in fully advantaged. And then Paul has 2 high cover markers, because in this scenario he gets 2 high cover markers per 1 escorting element. I have 1 escorting element. So yeah, so Paul's got 2 here. I don't know which one of these is the jet fighters. Paul cannot tell me in any way. So it's a mystery which one of these will activate. Here, Paul has ways to put more on the board to continue to confuse me and all of that. But anyways, I'd like to shout out Table War for this mat. This is the 4x3 mat here. So yeah, and we got 3 clouds here today. So in essence, the game goes for 6 turns. The objective of the game is I'm trying to get these bombers off the board. In essence, either going that edge, or flying off that edge. To claim victory points. 1 victory point for each of my bombers here. So I'm just trying to look at them to get them off. I'm looking to keep them with their bombs, because I only get the victory points if they survive. Still ladened. Laden, if you don't know, I get a -1 on my pilot skill. They're all 2s, and I get a -1 to my speed. In escort duty, it does state that ladened aircraft cannot fire from their front. The laden card doesn't state that. But, so they get to fire from their front. Not that it really is going to help them against a bunch of jet fighters. But, yeah. So, I guess we'll have to see how it goes. Now let's get into round number 1. Welcome, folks, to round number 1. Again, we're just taking a look at America. Paul has no movements for all of round number 1 here. So, I'm going to move a lot of fighters up the board. And then, Paul will get to choose whether or not to bring in his jets here. So anyways, we will return to you all once I have moved everything. And of course, we'll see if Paul brings anything in. Welcome, folks, to post movement for round number 1. I flew up 3 inches and 4 inches and turned. I flew everyone up there 9 inches and turned. The high cover markers that one has stayed. That one has moved. No, jet fighters on the board just yet. But anyways, we're going to, of course, now clean up the board and move into round 2. Again, Paul's main target is these. He doesn't really have to care about the escorts, except for when coming in to the battlefield. He only has to care about them then. His main target is to try to detonate these off the board. So that's his main target, of basically, in essence, push them off the board. So, without further ado, we'll clean the board and move into round 2. Welcome, folks. Round 2. Dauntless and Douglas and Devastators. Mustangs, high cover marker, high cover marker. So, Paul now gets a choice here at the start of the turn. He can either roll to bring in some more high cover markers. 1 to 2, he doesn't bring in any. 3 to 4, he brings in 1. 5 to 6, he gets 2 more on the board. Basically, in essence, confusing my escort element of Mustangs. As you can see, that's why I split them. So I'd have 1 over here for that one, 1 up there for that one. So Paul can do that, or Paul can choose to summon in a flak barrage. In essence, there's German warboats out here that are firing up into the sky, barraging up these Dauntless, these Devastator Douglas that I never think actually saw combat in the entirety of the Eastern Front. But you know, maybe Germany's supporting out Japan today with some naval support. So Paul, do you choose to shoot some flak fire or choose to put some more high cover markers on the board?
I think we're going to throw a little flak cover on there.
Ah, flak cover. So we will be back where Paul has put his flak barrage. So folks, there is the flak barrage. The flak barrage works like Paul rolled a d6, he rolled a 4. So he gets 4 little flak area tokens. The first token, all tokens must be 6 inches away from any fighter. And then the rest are placed 2 inches together. So he's placed them over there to kind of threaten up the Devastators. In essence, kind of push them around, not mentioning also kind of threatening these Mustangs here. But anyways, that is it for Paul's little activation for the start of the turn. I will now move once again all my fighters. I'll be back with you all if Paul happens to decide to bring in his jets this time. All right, folks, so here we are. So I've moved the Mustangs up there. I realized as I pulled one of my Mustangs into my cloud, thanks to downdrafts, he's going to come out disadvantaged instead of neutral, which is not fun. I burned advantage at turn 180, both of those Mustangs there. He attempted to climb for the scenario, failed the maneuver test. Good for him. But anyways, all of them just chugged up their 3 and their 4. I could burn advantage to dive. There's nothing on my laden trait that says I can't do that. But we'll just have to see how next turn. And remember, there's only 6 turns in this game. We've already burnt 2 of them. I mean, Paul is coming in with some pretty powerful fighters here. So anyways, we are going to clean up. I am going to clean up the board. The flak barrage stays on the board until Paul decides to, of course, bring in his guys. And then we'll move into round 3, halfway through the game. All right, folks, welcome to round number 3. Paul has a choice here as we look at the Devastators and Dauntlesses and all the Mustangs. Paul, you've decided to roll in for some high cover markers because you want to attempt to bring one in the back end of me. Is that the true cover marker?
Let's give it a shot and see what happens.
All right, Paul's going to roll dice. He's looking for anything 3+.
5.
All right, he gets 2 high cover markers on the board.
Oh, nice. I'm okay with that.
Well, Paul's places 2 high cover markers into the back of me, which fun enough, after when we were, of course, moving everything for the last round, I actually talked about it, that's not actually a bad plan there. So, not mentioning downdrafts means I don't want to move either of these guys into clouds without burning advantage to push them faster, because in downdrafts they'll just immediately just go boom out of the sky. Without a doubt of that, I'm now going to move all of my stuff here, and then I will return to you, or we will return to you if Paul decides to, of course, bring in his stuff, which I feel he's going to bring it in the back, because he only has to roll for advantage if I have any escorting fighter within 18 inches of the marker. No, these guys don't care. They're not escorting themselves. All right, so we'll return to you all once I have completed all my movement. Well, folks, the end of round number 3 here. The Jets have appeared. We got the 2 aces and the vets. We got advantage, disadvantage, neutral, and everyone flew up there. I burned advantage. Nothing in the laden card states I can't burn advantage to do anything, but so I have all 3 of them burned advantage to boost their speed going up to 8. They burned advantage to boost their speed to go up to 6. Turned around, came out of the cloud, burned advantage to do 180 out of the cloud, came disadvantage, was able to climb, just flew up there, and flew there. In essence, the only thing that actually was able to pass the maneuver test to climb was the one Douglas. Everyone else of these guys all were pretty bad, because the maneuver test for these guys is 2 + 1, because they lose a pilot skill as long as they're laden, and then he was able to pass his as well. So in essence, as we move into round number 4, Paul is ready here to come in and fire, and now I believe he's going to start probably sending flak shells everywhere to basically push me around wherever he wants, because there's no reason to put any more high cover markers. That's why we removed them all, because this is Paul's only intercepting group. There's no point of playing fake high cover markers. Anyways, let's do it. We're going to clean up the board and move into round number 4. Can Paul win it all here? Welcome to round number 4. We got the ME-262 jet fighters. We got the Douglas and the Dauntlesses. Now the Devastators and Dauntlesses. It's a Douglas Dauntless. It's the Dauntless and the Devastator. I don't know why I keep calling it Douglas, but they're called Douglasses anyways. Mustang, and a Mustang. But anyways, we're going to move into here. Paul has to decide on his flak barrage, so we'll show you where that is. And we have a couple fighters to move, as well as Paul has the 262 as the fastest thing on the board, gets to move here, and we will throw in a flak barrage as well. So we'll return to you all when Paul is ready to fire up the dice. The jet has moved up there, tailed my guy. I was determining on using Hug the Deck, but I cannot defend when I trigger Hug the Deck, so I'm not going to do that and lose that guy automatically on explosion. We do have a flak fire power of 3 there. So anyways, I did try to trigger poorly trained opponents to stop this 262 from trying to annihilate this Devastator. That didn't work. He passed it. But anyways, Paul now gets to, of course, fire back. He's got his 3 plus his 5 plus heavy hitter, so he's going looking for the crit, and I will fire back with 2 shots from my rear turret.
Have a crit with an extra joint, with an extra point to it.
All right, well, I do get to dodge. No, I will fire back. That's my turret does allow me to do that. This is not a head-on shot in any ways. I would naturally get 1, but the vulnerable key trait says whenever I fire at it, correct? I fire at your vulnerable guys, I get an extra attack die, right? Mm-hmm. So that goes up to 2.
Yep, increase the amount by 1 type before dice are rolled.
All right, so that gives me 2. No 6s. So, let's figure out the speed. Okay, so in essence, I rolled 2 defensive die. I took a boon shit there. I'm going to home field advantage that boon shit I just received. Burn it. Home advantage that. So I have 2 defense die not to just immediately explode. No, he immediately exploded. Into the ocean he goes. I will take 1 boon shit, and Paul does receive a point. For that, because he blew up. All right, well, I now have some advantage fighters to go. All right, folks. Well, if you're typing seriously down in the comments, you can't tell. There's a guy there. I said, yes, we realized it all together. Afterwards, as I was staring at it when Paul was moving that guy, that yes, this Mustang is protecting this Devastator with the wingman effect, causing him not to be able to, basically in essence, he's pointing at him and staring at him while he's trying to tail that. So in essence, I used home advantage to stop the boon shit from coming at my face. Then I rolled for the critical, which pushed me down to disadvantage. So we corrected it. There's not a dead fighter there. He's just now a disadvantaged fighter. So we went over here, we moved up, we turned, we got the tailing. Jet triggered there, which is pretty nice in this scenario because it forces him up. But anyways, that guy cannot protect this guy because, again, I don't actually physically see the guy he's trying to tail. Apologies again. You can let us know down in the comments if this is wrong. So, from what I can read from the wingman effect, this Mustang is able to stop this 262 and that 262 from tailing either of these fighters because of the fact that I can see them in my front arc. I know for a fact from the diagram it looks correct with this fighter. I'm not 100% correct with this fighter. We'll go with how I read it, saying as long as I can see you when you're trying to tail, that basically in essence stops the wingman effect. If that is completely wrong, let us know down in the comments, and we will make sure to correct that for all future battle reports. But anyways, doesn't really matter. This is still 5 plus 3 plus 1 for the accurate coming at me. And I'll fire my 2 back.
Well, 1 bounced out. Oh, it doesn't matter because I got nothing.
All right, I'll fire my 2 for my turret. 1 for turret, 1 for vulnerability. Nothing there. My tail gunner's just too freaked out about a super fast moving object. All right, well, anyways, now we're going to move into all of the neutral fighters here. We got quite a menagerie to go. And then we'll go into the disadvantage. Once again, let us know if this tailing scenario is not correct. I believe it's correct from the way the book reads of that you can't tail, 262 cannot tail the Dauntless thanks to the Mustang staring at the 262. That's how I read it, so we'll go with that. So we have Mustang down there, Mustang there. We got the two Devastators going that way. We got, of course, my Mustang flying down there. He tinted out maneuver this 262. That failed. We got the Devastator. That's a disadvantage. Funny enough, all these guys that had burned advantaged here actually should have gone an extra couple of inches because I was using them like they had gone great dive. So those 2 went up there an extra 2 inches after diving. He just flew up his 4. I didn't really want to attempt to do any diving because I would be too close to them to climb back up. But I think that guy is somewhat safe. Not knowing how safe, but somewhat safe. Anyways, a 262, climb for advantage per its ability of the jet. And now he's going to shoot me in the back. I will return 2 shots. Paul has quite the menagerie of dice here.
I got a hit at least.
Yes, a hit. That becomes a crit. Thanks to, of course, a heavy hitter. The 2 shots back. Nothing. I'll take a boon shit. I lose an agility here. So pilot skill 2. Paul, that guy is dead. So I took 2 boon shits. Now, if you're wondering how exactly does this work with Dauntless and Devastators, they are considering themselves one unit together. So once they exceed together the boon shit limit, they will all fly away together. So anyways, that Devastator is gone. That is pretty much it. Paul and I will clean up the board and come into round number 5.
5.
Yep, 5. Well, here we are, folks. We got Mustang, 262s, Mustang, Devastators and Dauntlesses, and a Mustang. And Paul's going to drop another flak barrage onto the board. Paul gets a flak barrage of 5.
Oof.
And Paul will get to move the first fighter. So Paul's going to sub his flak barrage and then move his jet fighter here. Paul, which actually jet fighter are we going to start off with?
We're going to start off with this one right there.
The one over here?
Yep.
All right, that one will get to do some movements. Here, the other one will also get to do some movements before I move any of my advantage, which happens to be one dude. So we'll return to you all once Paul has set his flak barrage and all of that. And of course, return to shoot bullets. All right, well, Paul places flak barrage there. Burned advantage for his 262. Tailed that poor Dauntless. He's going to shoot 9 at it. Here we go. That's a critical on him. I'm going to fire 2 back at you, Paul. I hit you there. Do you want to home advantage it or just take it? Or you can do cool on fire since you'll have to actually dodge it.
Yeah, I'll do cool under fire. I do get to keep
All right, Paul, get to keep the card.
So that is going to be 8 dice. If I can dodge it, I get nothing.
No, it's going to be 6. 5 plus 1.
Thank you. Okay, so now I have to do...
So you lost your advantage level and you took a boon shit. It doesn't really matter because I'm not sure how I'm going to get around to shoot you. But
do I want to do home field advantage to get rid of the boon shit?
Oh, do you? Well, you would have to either choose cool under fire or home field.
I'll just do boon shit.
So I'm now going to dodge at 2 here. No, he's gone too. He blew up. Kaboosh. Well, Paul's now scored 2 points, and I have 4 boon shits, and I have 4 fighters left on the board. 1 more boon shit, and it's pretty much over. Paul, you do have this guy that can shoot up at that guy. So at the beginning of the turn, Paul can do a glancing shot onto my Devastator.
Sure.
5 plus 3 here.
So 8, 2.
Paul's just looking for this 1 boon shit, and he will force these guys out. I don't have a way to get them out. That is the final boon shit there. So I gained 3 here. No, he's going to go down to advantage level 2. Woohoo! So all the bombers run at this. So I'm going to check out the rules here real quick, folks. Determine whether or not we will continue from this point. So we finished there. Paul and I calculated it up. Paul would have been able to get 1 more fighter off the board, so it would have been 3. And to the end of that, the bombers would run, and there's no point to move to round 6 because the point values are only given to the bombers, not to the Mustangs. So in essence, but then we'd have the problem. Does scattering the bombers give me 3 points because they walked out safely? So we are going to say that should not make any sense, because if Paul happened to only shoot down 1 and then scatter the rest, then that would put me up to 5 points plus 1, and it's based on victory points first. So that would be 5-1. I would win by victory points, not by the fighters killed. So in essence here, it probably would have tied 3-3, but then we would have just gone to Paul winning because he did shoot down more fighters than I did. We would have gone to the next round, but I'm pretty sure Paul could have safely just flown the jets out of the way because I had to spin. All my guys are at neutral, so they had to spin around and they can't climb because they had to test to climb. So, let us know down in the comments how this actually ends when the Devastators and Dauntlesses actually got run off. We're going to play that they don't score anything, so Paul wins by essence. We're going to say by 3 points. Or even 4. I could see him shooting down 1 more on the board and winning it all. So let us know down in the comments what is the correct way to win this scenario when the guys run off at the end of the turn. Do they count for me? Do they not count? We're going to say they're not going to count because I don't feel that's good game mechanic in any physical way. So Paul, congratulations, your experiment today worked. The Jets were able to take the win. I may reach out to Warlord Games to kind of figure out how this scenario should be.
Yeah, it would be good to know, because I could see it like, what if I'd have come on board in round 1 or 2 and there's like 5 rounds left? What if your Mustangs could actually attack me?
I mean, once I drive you off, that's the end of the game. And
Right.
I would win by the fact that you didn't sink anything, and I would win by the fact that you sunk nothing. So
Right. So we're gonna go with it. So
you know, yeah.
experiment 1, success.
Success. Weird game. Weird way to end it.
I think that's where we go to the next one.
Yeah, let's wait till the next one. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed today's battle report. Let us know down in the comments your thoughts on it, thoughts on how this game should have ended. Should we gone to round 6? But I didn't really see a reason to go to round 6 because no bombers on the board. There's no points for points or anything like that. Paul's already got the majority of the points. So yeah, so we ended after round 5. If you like the content, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to ring the bell so you get notified when our videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on episode 19 of Blood Red Skies.